Ron Van Dam. He's classy, sassy, and a little bit brassy. You thought I was going to put gassy in there, didn't you? Well, you know, it wouldn't be wrong, but let's just leave that for now. You're listening to The Ron Van Dam Show on New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's The Ron Van Dam Show.
What are you doing here?
Hold on tight. Things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
I thought we talked about this. Next time you're going to show up, call first. Hey, welcome to the program. It is the Ron Van Dam Show. Guess which one I am? You really don't know, do you? Hey, welcome to the show. It's Monday. Oh my God, can you handle it? The beginning of a week? That's not easy. And to make it more complicated, it's a quasi-stupid made-up holiday. Yeah. See, I play the role on TV of a sarcastic son of a bitch, and here I am. Yeah, it's Valentine's Day. Oh my God, cynical city. Come on, man. How am I going to get through this one? It's tough enough getting through Flag Day. Yeah, oh man, but Valentine's Day, that's a rough one. So on today's show, I'm going to give you a few tips, T-I-P-S, and help you get through this holiday. Also, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl, but not a lot because I can't stand that subject matter, but nonetheless, some interesting stuff going on. That all unfolds in front of your lap on the program today. I don't even know what year this is. Is this 1927? I'm not sure. Oh, by the way, halfway through the program today, I'm going to do a halftime show. Performing today will be Boys to Men doing their retro show, Men to Boys. It's going to be exciting, and they're going to do it all with no pants on. This should be big. That's called Music Fade Out. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing it. All right. Yeah, yesterday was the Superb Bowl. And apparently the Los Angeles Rams won. That's about as much as I know about football. I think you throw this oval ball around made of pigskin and somebody catches it and then they knock them on their ass and they go to the hospital. I think that's what football is. I'm not sure. I know what curling is. Oh, man, do I know what curling is. I have the best house cleaners because they're former curling athletes from the Olympics. Man, when they brush the floor, wow, they're good. Wow, they're good. Anyway, the Cincinnati Bengals lost. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Cincinnati was so convinced that the Bengals were going to win that they actually, the mayor of Cincinnati, this is true. Is the mayor of Cincinnati still Jerry Springer? I think he was the mayor of Cincinnati at one point. Gives you an idea where Cincinnati is at. Yeah, I know. Anyway, and you know what the phrase is in Cincinnati? People walking around because Jerry Springer was mayor at one point. People walking around going, "You don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me." Yeah, that's a joke that didn't go anywhere. The mayor of Cincinnati decreed a week ago that there would be no school today in Cincinnati. They've closed the schools down because they were so convinced Cincinnati was going to win the Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Tigers, Bengals, whatever the hell that thing is. So there's no school. So now all the kids and the whole city, there's no school. What the hell am I supposed to do with my kid today? What are you punishing me because the team lost? Yeah, no, there's going to be no school today, kids. I want you to go home and ponder your loss. If you would, please. Please, I want you to sit in a chair in the dark and kick yourself in the head because you thought your team was going to win. No school. You sit there and you somehow get through this. I don't understand it either. To me, when I was going to school, we went to school on Christmas. We were let out early, but we went to school on Christmas. In Cincinnati, no school because your team lost. I know, it's stupid. It is so stupid. It's a little embarrassing, and at the same time, a lot stupid. So that's it. That's what you get. That's what you get for being in the Super Bowl. A lot of disappointment. Now, the winning team, the Los Angeles Rams. Yeah, I know. We're naming football teams somehow after Rams. I don't know. Get it either. I know most of the players are horny. That's a horrible joke. Don't tell it to anybody, and don't tell them I told it to you because it's not even funny. It's a serious problem. The Los Angeles Rams won, so how did the people of Los Angeles celebrate? Well, by setting off fireworks, jumping on cars, and vandalizing. That's the same way I celebrate my birthday. It's, yeah, I do. Ron, it's your birthday today. Yeah, what are you going to do? You going to a party? You're going to have cake? No, I'm going to go out and jump on cars and vandalize shops. Oh, congratulations. Have a good time. I don't understand it. They're human beings, and yet I don't. They are of my same ilk in humanity, but yet act like assholes. I can't figure it out. I can't explain it. All I can tell you is we're not all alike. Some of us got stuck in the douchebag and can't get out. Anyway, so that's what happened on the Super Bowl. The halftime show was supposed to be a big deal. I purposely did not watch it. I have no idea what went on. I don't know if people lost their lives or what. I didn't see anything in the news about it. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. I know Snoop Dogg was supposed to perform. And I don't really understand why. Was Martha Stewart there as well? I don't know. Could have been a very strange halftime. And Eminem was there. The peanut and just the plain chocolate. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on. But there was a big halftime show, and that's why on today's show I'm having a halftime show that'll occur exactly at halftime, and it'll entertain you great. I have a whole team of mimes and jugglers for your entertainment, and of course this is a radio program, so it will mean absolutely nothing to you. All you'll hear is background music. Anyway, welcome to the show. Okay, Valentine's Day. You better watch out. You better not cry. It's Valentine's Day, and I'm telling you why.
It was unbelievably painful.
That's going to be the end result. This is Valentine's Day, and I speak to the men because for some reason this holiday has turned into a man better do it kind of holiday where the woman sits back in a chair and says, do it to me. I'll get you a card maybe, but it's on the man to do it. Now, I'm not being sexist. There are different types of relationships. You might be gay, you might be transsexual. It doesn't make any difference. It might be boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend. It might be, I don't know. There are so many different combinations now. It doesn't matter. It's still Valentine's Day. And I don't know. Now, there are a lot of people who are not hooked up with anybody right now, who are really single, are not dating anybody in particular. Unattached, we call them. It's very funny about unattached people, people that are not attached at the hip. When you're attached, you dream about being not attached. Oh, you lucky bastards. You're not in a relationship. You are so lucky you are not attached. You have the freedom. And then those that have the freedom and are unattached say, oh, I wish I was in a relationship right now. I'm missing that in my life. It's that phrase, the grass is always greener on the other side. Unless your neighbor doesn't take care of their lawn, that's not necessarily the case, but then you're taking it too figuratively, and that's not the purpose of one of those phrases. So here's what you got to do. Let's talk about the male-female relationship. If the man does not go out and get some kind of gift or showing of dedication to the woman on Valentine's Day will literally kill you. I'm not talking about a little slap in the face. I'm talking about near and certain death. Or she will make you feel like you'd rather be dead, and that's even worse. I remember when getting a card was enough. No, not anymore. No. And by the way, if you go to the dollar store and you buy somebody a card, because remember, on the back of the greeting cards, it shows the price. It's not a price tag. It's printed on the back of the card. Anybody can look at the back of a card and see just how much you love them. And if you love them for 99 cents worth of love, you might as well just forget it. No, you have to go to the Hallmark store today and spend $19.95 on something. And what you say in the card had better make them cry, otherwise you'll be crying more than you've ever cried before. You better move that other person emotionally, otherwise you shall die a horrible death. Now, the card's not enough usually. Sometimes we have to go to a florist or a flautist, whatever. Here's the problem with the floral arrangements. Arranging a floral situation. Here's the problem. Flowers die. Let me tell you something about Valentine's Day. When you think about it, all the gifts that are prominent on Valentine's Day all lead to death. I'm telling you why. Now listen to me. Flowers die. After a certain amount of time, the recipient of the flowers will find that in the vase are wilted pieces of hay. And they'll be tossed in the garbage, and they'll be as ugly and crumbly as sin. Flowers do not last. They die very shortly after. Similar to your relationships. Candy. Candy, another popular Valentine's gift. Candy. What are you saying to your loved one? Here's a gift. Eat it. It will make you fat. That's not a nice gift. Valentine's Day is, or you can take them out to dinner with a mask and make them fat that way. Have a nice juicy steak. Ooh, steak's juicy, just like an apple or a peach. Get them fat, fatten them up. Happy Valentine's Day, you freaking pig. Don't say that to me. Well, then don't ask for gifts like this. Anyway, getting back to the cards, you better make sure it's a nice card. And what do Valentine's Day cards mean to anybody? You were so freaking lazy, you had to go to a store and buy something that somebody else said who doesn't even know me. You don't know me. You don't know me. That's the Cincinnati phrase of the week again. Why would you give somebody a card that somebody else wrote? Well, why would you do that? This is from the heart, honey. This is from the heart. Oh, did you mean everything that the person that wrote on the card put down? Well, no, it's as close as I could get. Why didn't you write your own card to me? Oh, I'm lazy, and the holiday doesn't mean that much to me. Okay. Why would you give somebody a card that somebody else wrote? The other thing we do on Valentine's Day is we take rose petals and we throw them all over the place. That also is insulting because someone has to clean that crap up. Sure, you can have wild, passionate sex with rose petals all over the place. But those things, you got to clean them up. You got to hire somebody to clean the room afterwards because you made a mess. Well, Ron, love is messy. I know. I know. I know that. I know. Look, the bottom line is don't screw this one up. Just don't screw it up. It doesn't take much. Go out and get something. And make it smart. Instead of giving flowers, I do plants. I really do, because plants last forever if you water them. Very similar to relationships. If you nurture your relationship will last, well, not forever, that's a little much, but a long time. And those are my Valentine's. Those are my Valentine's dainty divine. Those are my Valentine's tips to you. But the most important thing is just make sure that you do something. Because if you don't, you're in big trouble. You want to hear this following sound when you give your loved one a card or a gift. You want this sound. Aww. That's all it takes. Is Valentine's Day a day when people have sex? Are babies conceived on Valentine's Day? I don't know the answer to that, so I don't know. I assume they are. Just make sure you do two things. Wear a condom and wear a mask. Either way, something's going to come down here. You make sure you're safe. Please. All right. Okay, fine. I know. All right, we're about halfway through the show at this point, and we'll be back right after this.
You may not realize it, but we put these breaks in the middle of the Ron Van Dam show to give you a moment to stop and think about the fact that you are listening to the Ron Van Dam show, and maybe give you a couple minutes alone with your thoughts to reconsider some of your life choices, like one of those moments might be happening right now. Are you still here? Well, okay, if that's the way it's got to be. You are listening to the Ron Van Dam Show on New England Broadcasting.
And that was the halftime show. Thank you to the Hackensack High School, from Hackensack, New Jersey, the marching band. Thank you so much. From an aerial view, I can't believe you marched around in the shape of that thing. Wow, that was bold. I've never seen that before. All right, I have an interesting guest coming up momentarily. My guest will astound you, not by doing magic tricks, but by talking about something, which is what guests on this show usually do. But first, this short commercial break, and then my guest joins us.
Hi, this is world-renowned hypnotist Carl Brugenheim. I've performed hilarious group participation hypnosis shows at venues all over New England. And now, I'd like to announce I've finally realized a lifelong dream. I've opened the finest seafood restaurant anywhere on the South Shore. It's called Suggestions.
Suggestions.
And you're going to love it. You are going to love it. You're going to love it. We've got lobster, we've got clams, we've got freshly caught haddock, and we have a baked stuffed shrimp that will absolutely blow your mind. But you don't have to believe me. Listen to some testimony from some of my recent customers. What do you think, Larry Verville of North Bridgewater?
I love Suggestions. They have a baked shrimp there that absolutely blew my mind.
How about you, Kristen Harris of Brockton?
I love Suggestions. They have a baked shrimp there that absolutely blew my mind.
Suggestions is located at 522 Bertram Road in Hingham. Just take Route 17 north from 98, get off at exit 9, and hang a left at Deuce Hardware. What do you think, Mitchell family of East Bridgewater?
We love Suggestions. They have a baked shrimp that will absolutely blow your mind.
Suggestions. Make reservations for Friday night right now. Make those reservations. Friday nights when you want to go. Friday, you will go Friday. Friday night, your mind. You're going to go to Suggestions. Friday night. Suggestions.
Author Kendall Smith joins us. He's the son of a single mother, takes readers and new fathers under his wing in a new release called Rookie Father, a playbook for men experiencing fatherhood for the first time. That's a lot of people there, Kendall.
It is.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting because we don't learn about being a father or a mother, but certainly a father, directly from our parents. We only learn it through observation. It's kind of never discussed, is it?
No, it's not. And the joke is babies will come with field manuals.
Yes.
And you learn as you go along, and you never stop learning. And some of it comes from making mistakes as you go along. Some of it is you need to be a sponge when you first bring that child home and you're calling your in-laws, your mother, your father, your friends, good parents to figure out how to keep this child alive and happy. And then eventually, as you evolve as a father, it's almost like you're a student all over again. And the more open you are to wisdom and applicable wisdom, the better father you're going to be over the long term.
Yeah. Is becoming a father like a rude life awakening in the sense that your life kind of changes a little bit that you didn't expect?
It is life altering, maybe an understatement. Yeah. It's you're on an entirely different trajectory. Your hobbies, your interests, well, those are nice to have, and like eventually you can get back to them. But I advise in the book, take a year from your 2-time-a-week golf outing and be a full-time dad for that first year. Yeah. You know, I put down the pen and stopped writing for a year, just to focus on getting acclimated and becoming a father. And that time off helps because it helps promote bonding, and it refocuses your energies on what is the most important thing in your life, which is your newborn son or daughter.
Yeah. It's very interesting. We have a similar circumstance in the sense that our parents were divorced at a point, and that's also something that isn't discussed, but it's certainly well observed. The parents don't think it's well observed, but it is. How does that affect the fatherhood? Is there something in the back of the mind? I mean, in my view, some people grow up and some people never do, and the ones that never do might be more of a divorce candidate.
Well, it's interesting because when I was researching the statistics for this book, I went back and looked at the U.S. Census data, and it's pretty astonishing. Yeah. There are 19 million men born in the 90s who were raised in a home where the father was absent, who today are in or about to enter the parenting stage in their lives. Mm-hmm. And there's not one single book that talks about this subject. Yeah. You will find self-help books for the divorcee, co-parenting. There's 1,000 books on how to keep a child healthy and the well-being, like what to expect when you're expecting. But I penned this book for those guys, and I'm one of them. Look, you didn't have a clear or maybe a distorted blueprint of what fatherhood means.
Right.
So the book is written with actionable advice. It's short and succinct chapters, which is how men consume advice-driven content.
Yes.
And it's based on real-world examples. These are pieces of advice that I found that resonated with me and were truly helpful as I evolved as a father.
So thus the book.
Yeah, exactly. That's the end result.
Yeah. Do a lot of fathers, in your research and in your opinion, do a lot of them have the goal of being a better father than their father was to them? In other words, is fatherhood sometimes a mode of correction of a lifestyle?
I think it is. I think that once you plant the seed with a man who's about to become a dad, and maybe it's a tough upbringing. It could have been an alcoholic father, an abusive father, someone that was just absent, and you say, you could provide a better life for your child. Like, that's kind of my mission, and that's the book's mission.
Yeah.
And when you do that, and when you do meet these guys that are like, I'm going to do a lot better than what I had, God bless them.
Yeah.
That's a great motivation. It's the best motivation you can have. My only suggestion is stay married. Like, stay focused.
Yeah.
Like, keep an eye on your relationship, your wife.
Yeah.
That's equally as important. And that combination of focusing on your marriage and just having a presence with your child every day, it is so much more than what your dad probably gave to you, and it's the most rewarding thing you could ever experience in life. Yeah,
it's not just a relationship with a person; it's really like relationship with a family that makes it different. And men still to this day, no matter how archaic it is, men feel like they're the person that should be responsible for this unit. It's not necessarily the case, but that seems to be the mindset. I guess. Right. I remember, I don't know how old you are, but my father learned of my birth from the waiting room down the hall. Things are very, very, very different these days. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah. Oh, it's so much better. I think it's so much better today. This separation of childbirth and father, I think it changed in maybe the early 70s. And I just think being there and being part of the experience, it's irreplaceable. Yeah. And I think it gives you a little more of an attachment to, one, what your wife is going through, the screams, the nails digging into your flesh.
Yes.
And then secondly, it's just the birth of your son, and there he is, or daughter. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Speaking of the father, we start talking about role models, and that's probably the first time in a man's life that a role model concept comes into play.
It does, and I think that in the first section in my book, Rookie Father, it's called Your Foundation, and I asked dads in that book to really do some self-assessment and come to honest terms if you and your dad had a challenging relationship, and if it's non-existent or it is existent, like, what do you want to improve upon? And you also have to look at your role models. Like, everyone's number one role model is going to be their mother.
Yes.
I mean, unless she was a complete basket case, fell off the face of the earth, or was consumed by drugs, your mom is probably your number one advocate.
Right.
And from there, what other people inspired you? What values did they bring to the table that resonated? Was it an old teacher? Was it a guidance counselor? And all of a sudden, you start piecing this together. You can kind of lay down like your foundation of how you want to parent, but also the values you want to instill in your child. And you could take those from anywhere. I don't care where you get them, as long as you have some sense of what else you want to accomplish as a dad.
Interesting. Well, Kendall's written the Bible of fatherhood here, because no one else did. No one else did it, so move over. It's available everywhere. How do they get more information about this?
Sure. You can go to therookiefather.com. There you will find retail links. It's sold at national and local booksellers. I've been telling everyone that I speak to, go to your local bookstore. Local businesses need help now, and if you can order through them, fantastic. You'll find endorsements on the website, therookiefather.com, and it's available at most major retailers.
Great. The book is Rookie Father, a playbook for men experiencing fatherhood for the first time. And let me tell you, it's not just for them. So pick it up. Hey, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, Kendall. Thank you. Well, that'll do it for me today. You've been wonderful. Now remember, make sure you make this a really explosively wonderful Valentine's Day. Because if you don't, it will be the last Valentine's Day you ever celebrate. And I mean that. There are prison terms that are attached to not celebrating Valentine's Day in the proper manner. You follow the rules, you look at the penalties, and you make your own decision. But don't screw this up, because if you do, it's going to be hell. I don't know if you've ever been to hell. It's not pretty. There are no trees, and a lot of things are burning. So don't do it. That's just a warning. And I'm serious. It can get really ugly. Yeah. All right. Have yourselves a wonderful day. And of course, as always, I wish you peace.